Welcome to the Bulldog Blitz. I'm Mallory Winters.
And I'm Alyssa Garfinkel. We're coming to you this week from the Wildman Room in Hinkle Fieldhouse.
The Butler football team will not be in action this week after a 28-10 loss to the Marist Red Foxes. Alyssa Garfinkel has more on the homecoming loss for the Dogs.
The Butler football team is now 2-3 in the Pioneer League after a loss to the Marist Red Foxes 28-10 on Saturday. This was their first meeting between the two teams. Senior wide receiver Jordan Koopman says their preparation for this game was harder than others.
Well, we prepared the same. We just went into more detail with it. We didn't really know any of their players. None of us has ever seen any of them. So, we just watched more film throughout the week and got a feel for their defense, and I'm sure our defense got a feel for their offense too.
The Bulldogs started off strong by an interception on the third play of the game from senior defensive back Jack McKenna. This led to a 28-yard field goal by senior David Lang. After that, Marist quickly took control, responding with a touchdown, and never looked back.
Well, it didn't go the way we planned for it to go, but we just got to get back on it and prepare for Davidson.
The Butler football team will have this upcoming weekend off and 2 long weeks to prepare against Davidson. The game is on November 5th in the Butler Bowl at noon.
We just got to come together as a team. Like our coaches mentioned, each specific part of our team has to pick up the other parts maybe when they're not doing as well. So we just got to keep going at it.
The Wisconsin-Milwaukee volleyball team extended its winning streak to 11 matches on Saturday in Hinkle as they swept Butler in 3 sets. The loss snapped the Bulldogs' 5-match winning streak. Butler was unable to sustain any momentum against the Horizon League leading Panthers, who are 11-0 in conference play. For the Bulldogs, freshman Belle Obert had 11 digs and 7 kills. Freshman Kelly Kyle collected a team-high 10 kills, and freshman Brooke Ruffalo added a team-high 19 digs. The loss dropped Butler to 10-13 on the season, including a 6-5 mark in conference play. The Bulldogs will continue league action when they host Valparaiso and Illinois Chicago on Friday and Saturday.
The Butler men's soccer team is looking for some late-season momentum in their push for a bid into the Horizon League tournament. The Dogs took down Evansville on Saturday 1-0 behind 7 saves from sophomore goalkeeper John Dawson. Looking ahead, they are preparing to face the hardest stretch in their schedule of the season, starting with the current second-best team in the Horizon League, Cleveland State, at home on Wednesday night. Butler is currently tied for the final spot into the league's postseason tournament, so their final 4 matches are certainly going to be huge for the team's future. A lot of pressure is on goalie John Dawson, who says they have a chance to do anything with this season.
Beating Cleveland State would be tremendously important in the effort of us making the conference tournament. We're tied for 6th right now, and Cleveland State's in 2nd. So beating them, and then the remaining 3 games would be against the other top 3 teams, and then Detroit. That would be tremendously important to us making the conference tournament, and once we get in the conference tournament, you never know what can happen.
When we come back, find out just how far one Butler athlete went to continue playing the sport she loves. Welcome back to the Bulldog Blitz. The women's soccer team is feeling good this week after clinching a spot in the Horizon League tournament. The Dogs clinched with a 2-0 victory over Green Bay. Katie Griswold scored her team-leading 6th goal of the season, and sophomore goalkeeper Julie Burton had 5 saves to pick up her 4th win on the season. The Dogs will close out their conference schedule at home against Loyola on Friday. Well, I'm lucky to be joined by Natalie Golovska, senior goalkeeper for the women's soccer team here at Butler. Natalie has a 4-5 record on the season, but has experienced quite the change of perspective this year. After playing 3 years as a midfielder, Natalie has taken on the new challenge of being the goalkeeper for the Dogs. So, Natalie, what can you say about the season at this point?
I don't know. I'm just excited for it. It's been an interesting experience for everyone on the team. We have a new coach, essentially a new keeper, me. And everyone's just been learning day by day. And now Julie Burton is out back in the goal starting. So I don't know, it's just been a crazy season, but we just keep getting better and better as a team. So it's been fun.
All right, well, you guys just clinched a spot in the Horizon League tournament. After winning conference last year, how has this season been different?
Definitely a different style of play. Last year we weren't as technical and as a possession-based team as we are now. Rob Oblin, our new coach, phenomenal trainer. Just the skill level that we play with as a team is immensely increased, and it's been really fun for us to watch.
So you're keeping goal this year. What injuries did you experience in the past to get to this point?
What injuries did I not experience in the past to get to this point? Everything. I don't know. I have really, really bad knees. I'm still kind of surprised I'm walking. I don't really know how you want me to answer this question.
Well, I guess what was your initial reaction when you were told that you have an injury that might end your career?
When I was about 14, my soccer career should have ended. I wasn't really supposed to come back and play sports. I just should have been a kid, I played everything when I was little, and I was really good at a lot of the stuff I did, and I just loved soccer so much, and I was like, all right, let's give this a go. And then when I came to Butler, I was ecstatic. I'm playing soccer. I didn't think I was in college. I was going to in college, and then, I don't know, my knees started acting up again, and when I had that meeting with my doctor, and he said, you should probably call it quits, I remember thinking, no, not again. And I just wasn't ready to end it. I thought maybe there's one last chance. Maybe I could help out some way if I was in the goal. Because when I was younger, I was a pretty good goalie, and I just made a switch one day. And I was like, all right, maybe we can be goal, and maybe this is my niche. Maybe I should have stayed goal. Maybe, come around full circle. And when I told Coach St. John, she kind of looked at me a little bit funny, but she's like, yeah, sure. If you think you can help out, why not? And here I am.
So is that how the initial conversation came up? You brought it up to Coach St. John?
Well, my junior year, I pulled my quad really, really bad, and it was a result of my knees. I came in really fit, dropped some weight, thought that would help battle my knee pains that were occurring at the time. And so I was out for about four to 5 weeks, and she's like, well, why don't you take a red shirt? And I didn't really want to take the red shirt. I still wanted to play, and so I tried playing, and in a warm-up before one of our games, my knee just kind of buckled. I was out for the season, and we joked around, maybe you should redshirt and play goalie, Only one, JB is the only goalie back there, maybe, like as a joke. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe I can do it. Maybe this can be it. I used to play. And then one day at, I think it was a men's soccer game, we just started talking, and I was like, let's give it a shot. And she's like, okay. So it started off as a joke, a lighthearted joke, and it ended up turning for real. So.
Well, how supportive have your teammates been of the transition?
At first, I think they were a little confused, but then they were really, really supportive of me. I think a lot of it, because I was just willing to learn. It wasn't something that I complained about having to start from scratch. So I think when they saw I was pretty serious about it, they were pretty serious about supporting me through it, kind of a thing. And as I got more comfortable back there, they got more comfortable with me back there. So.
What kind of new training did you learn and to become proficient at a new position that you haven't played since you were a kid?
I'm definitely getting confidence back and just catching a ball. I'm always been athletic, but just the confidence and to hold a ball. Footwork would be a definite one, just knowing how to come out and knowing how to position yourself. The biggest thing for me was patience. On the midfield, it's kind of on the go, you have to think fast. Whereas in goalkeeper, it's not that you have more time, but you have to really see things in a different way and just be more patient with what you decide to do. And so patience was the biggest training that I got out of it.
Was that also the hardest adjustment you had to make?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can be kind of sporadic just in general with my personality. So me just having to buckle down and be like, nope, stay back here. This is you're supposed to wait, and then you attack kind of a thing. That was a big thing for me.
What does a typical game day routine look like for you?
Well, goalies in general, we have our own separate kind of warm-up, but I deviate from the goalie warm-up just a tad. It's more so getting my knees ready, getting them nice and loose. High knees, kick my butt really quick, and then just getting shots. So I don't do a really, really intense warm-up just to save my knees for the game. So.
What has been the best moment so far as a goalie?
Best moment? Ooh. I would have to say when I finally learned how to drop kick. It sounds kind of silly, but we were playing Wright State, and I remember their goalkeeper had this amazing drop kick, and I was very, very envious of it because I can't really punt that well because of my knees. And I'm like, all right, let's try this. You've seen it a million times. Let's just try it. And I did it, and it went really well. I was like, oh, man, that's awesome. So my drop kick, that was it.
So you guys finished out the regular season against Loyola on Friday. What can we expect from you guys in the tournament?
I think a surprise. Some people might say an underdog story. Some people might say we're not that good. Look at our record. But I think you'll be surprised at what we can do. Like I said, this year has been completely different with how we've been training and the type of soccer we've been playing. And it's just been getting better and better and better and better. And so I think you'll finally see us, putting away some goals.
Right. So season's over here pretty soon. What are you doing in the future? What comes next for Natalie?
Hopefully abroad in Australia. I'll go to medical school there. Knock on wood, hopefully, but we'll see. I don't know.
All right. Well, good luck to you and your teammates. Thank you for joining us here at the Bulldog Blitz.
Thanks.
The women's golf team is trying to end their fall season on a high note this week. After placing 6th at the Mid-American Conference Preview, these Lady Bulldogs head to Memphis for a 2-day invitational. Defending champion Illinois is not in their field this year, opening it up to some other schools. Host team Memphis placed 2nd last year and looks to win their first title since 2002. The Bulldogs will be teeing off early in the morning and playing 36 holes on the first day, and will finish out with 18 holes on the final day.
The men's and women's cross-country teams are looking to defend their Horizon League titles. The men have captured 13 consecutive Horizon League championships, and the women have won 8 out of the last 9. Sophomores Callum Hawkins and Ross Clark have led the men this season, both capturing individual honors. Hawkins and Ross, along with sophomore Shelby Burnett and freshman Mara Olson, have been named Horizon League Runners of the Week during the season. The Horizon League Championship will be held in Cleveland, Ohio next weekend.
Well, that'll do it for this week's edition of the Bulldog Blitz, coming to you from the Wildman Room in Hinkle Fieldhouse. Join us next week as we take a look at the men's and women's basketball teams and their upcoming seasons on the court in Hinkle. Thanks for watching. For Mallory Winters, I'm Melissa Garfinkel.